My name is Osil, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the 5 biggest mistakes that realtors make that I made in my first year that I wish I knew, as well as sharing with you as a future realtor, or if you're a real estate agent or business owner as well, that you need to avoid making at all costs. So with that said, don't forget to hit the like button and let's get right into the video. So the first thing I wish I knew when heading into my first year of real estate is the law of activity breeds momentum. And that saying is so true. Is that the activities you do today, you won't typically see until 3 months from now. I think that's what makes real estate so hard, is that anything in life, you work hard, you get the results right away. You go to school, you study hard, you get good grades, right? You go to work, you work hard, you get paid right away. With real estate, it's unlike anything else. You won't see the results of it till then. You're just doing activities that will lead to you getting momentum. A lot of real estate agents, they go their first year without selling nothing, right? And then the next year they go and they start townhomes, and the next year they sell 20, 30 homes. That's all momentum because they're learning a lot of stuff, and because the learning's in the doing. If you keep doing hard work, doing lead generation, following up with leads, doing the hard work, eventually, by the law of hard work and activity breeding momentum, eventually the results of your labor will come. It just takes time. So you have to have blind faith that if you keep working, that eventually you will start to get that momentum and start being the top agent in your market, if you work every day and are persistent. Which leads me to my next point. The second biggest thing I wish I knew before heading into the real estate industry is the amount of discipline it takes. Because running back to what I said earlier, the amount of discipline you actually need to be successful is tremendous. It's unlike anything else. So being able to wake up every single day and do the hard work even when you don't want to, forcing yourself to wake up early to stay ahead of the competition even though you're tired, this is what discipline is. And it's something that we as humans have to try so much harder nowadays, now more than ever, to build. Because now, with the introduction of the cell phones and social media, our attention spans are basically shot through the roof. Okay, so it's hard for people to stay focused for even 10 minutes, let alone focus for 2 to 4 hours and do hard lead generation strategies, right? It's tough work, I'm not gonna lie, but that's why if you can build discipline and staying to a routine of relentless, going after leads, generating leads, following up, and being persistent with your business, it is going to pay off in the future. I promise you that. And there is not a single realtor out there who every single day he gets up at 6 a.m., he heads to the workout, goes on the treadmill, and then he gets towards hunting leads at 8 a.m. to like 12 every single day, and he follows up with those leads around 1 to 3. There's just no way he's not going to be super successful 1 year from now. That leads right to my next point. At the end of the day, real estate is not all about relationships like people will say it is. Please don't believe it is. That's a complete lie. Real estate is not a relationship business. It's a high pressure outbound sales business, like I was saying earlier. At the end of the day, you are going to have to go out there and close deals. You're going to have to use skills to get in front of them, right? You're going to have to go out there, chase business, find leads, and then from there, use the skills, right, to get them to sign a contract. And then once you got a contract, it's more skills to get to negotiate and all that stuff, and get the sale closed, right? It's a lot of skills involved, okay, that you just learn along the way. Honestly, most of the stuff I learned, I did not learn from a book. I'm gonna tell you right now, I learned from just going out there in the field and just making a lot of mistakes, but learning from it, and then just making sure not to do it next time and improving. Topic number 4, oh man, arguably the best one on this list that everyone tells you to do, but I promise you 90% of you won't do it, and to the 90% who don't do it, you're gonna be like the 90% who don't make it in this industry, or really any business industry. They're better off being servers and cooks or some crap like that. For the love of all that is good, you need to write down your goals, write down why those goals are your goals, and identify the reasons why you want to be successful, okay? You need to have a big set of your goals, whether it's financially, with family, friends, whatever, personal life, health, wealth, all that good stuff. And then next to it, identify your why. So for instance, if your goal is to have a good looking body and fitness, okay, and you want to be in good shape, your why just can't be just, I want to look good. It needs to be, I want to look good because, for instance, I'll tell you my why. My why is, I want to look good because I want to have a strong, healthy body that I can be proud of when I wake up in the morning. And as well as a Christian, my body is a holy temple of God, right? And I don't want to have a dirty, dirty temple. I want to have a clean, strong, healthy looking temple, right? That's why I work out. That's part of the reason why I like to stay in shape and take care of myself, as well as it's better for the girls, of course. I would also recommend buying a vision board. I heard great stuff about this. A lot of people, they buy these big old cardboards, right? And they got family, fitness, and finances, okay? And they literally just get out a bunch of pictures, right, of where they want to be with this stuff. Maybe to write down a small little quotes and stuff like that. And they put it on their wall. And they just like tape it up there and stuff. So every single morning when they wake up, they see their vision board. And this is like endless motivation to get to work. Obviously, discipline is what you really want, but motivation could definitely help as well. And last but certainly not least, my personal favorite one is to remember to have fun with it. At the end of the day, it's just business. At the end of the day, what happens, you never take anything too personal. Remember to have fun with it. Don't be too hard on yourself. There'll be a lot of days where you work hard but you don't see the fruits. That's okay. Just remember to be proud of the fact that you're putting in the work in the first place. So don't forget that. Remember, hard work always beats talent when talent doesn't work. And with that said, peace out, y'all. Y'all have a good one, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this in the future. And yeah, y'all have a blessed one, and peace.